Shalom, don't be rude. This is James Joshua Leclerc coming to you live again from the Mindset360 training. Step number 12. We're talking about a really sensitive topic, forgiveness. And I'm grateful for you. Thank you very much for joining me on this journey as I, take the opportunity to give myself permission to, share my story, share my journey, bring you along with this in this challenge. For those that are going to be watching this in the future, those that are watching it right now, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you for giving yourself permission also to believe in yourself to move on with this training and with this challenge. So, thank you and welcome. Forgiveness. You see, in the past, I have done some forgiveness experiences in the past. However, this particular training by Asia Love stood out to me because she mentioned 3 things that I'm going to be talking about in this video that stood out to me, kind of like shook me still. And we always renew in our mind every single day. We also always forgiving others despite everything we've gone through. But if you have never been in that situation where you've had to, take the step back and release anger and fear and resentment and just fury anytime you recall a past experience, this message is for you, and I invite you along this journey. So these two phrases, or like I say, these 2 sayings actually kind of stood out to me. I want to read out to you. So this is about forgiveness. So forgive others not because they deserve forgiveness, but because you deserve peace. I'll read that again. Forgive others not because they deserve forgiveness, but because you deserve peace. And the second one, being offended is inevitable. So it's definitely you're gonna be angry, especially during this pandemic. I mean, have you been in situations where people just drive you nuts? They are on your last nerve. You love them, but they just drive you crazy. Being offended is inevitable. However, leaving offended is a choice. Same goes with forgiveness. And I wanted to take it just beyond past experiences from people's stories, but in our present time, every single day. Many people are being discriminated every single day. Many people are going through environments that are not just the worst. I won't even wish on my worst enemy. It is worse. It's just hell. I've had the opportunity to talk to a lot of people and learn about their stories, and even my own experiences being shot at, I grew up in a loving Christian home. That aside, in a loving environment. However, beyond that, though, I've been through some stuff that is difficult to see on camera. But as you get to know me, by the grace of God, I'll have the courage to talk about it. But I shared some of it in my video, my why video, part of the Mindset360 training. You can see that on YouTube and on Facebook as well. So there's 2 things about forgiveness I want to read, and I'll close with how you can work on forgiveness, how you can, the next step, what you can do, practical actual steps to do coming up. So this about forgiveness, this hit me hard. So forgiveness is a conscious, deliberate decision to release feelings of resentment and vengeance towards a person or group who have harmed you, regardless of whether they deserve it or not. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting, nor does it mean condoning or excusing the offense. Forgiveness brings the forgiver peace of mind and frees you from corrosive anger so that you can heal and move on with your life. Forgiveness is not because they deserve forgiveness, because you deserve peace. You know, the reason you have to forgive is because you carry the anger in your heart. You're actually punishing yourself. You see, when you recall being abused from a broken home, when you recall traumatic experiences like being shot at, there are two things that are happening. If you're living in resentment and anger, when you recall that, you're still angry. You're punishing yourself. However, the second part of it is which I challenge you to do following the next steps coming up is basically when you think about it, yes, it's still painful. It's a painful past. No denying it. However, you're at peace. There's just this warm, mushy feeling that you're not angry no more. When something happens to them, when something bad happens to them, of course, our nature is to say, they deserve it. Yeah, that is for what you did to me in the past. However, the next step of forgiving is giving yourself the permission to overcome that whole experience. Forgive yourself for believing that whatever that person or those people did to you, you deserve it. Forgiving yourself. That is what forgiveness is. It goes beyond just forgiving others. It's about forgiving yourself so that you can move on. Forgiveness is forgiving yourself so that you can move on. It's not about the people, not because they deserve it, not that you're forgetting or even that you condone it, but because you deserve peace. And then this is the part that excites me now, because now we can move forward, and this is how we move forward. We move forward by saying these two statements. I forgive myself for believing that person, those people who abandoned and rejected or abused me still has power or have power over my life. I'll read that again. I forgive myself for believing that person or those people who abandoned, rejected, and abused me still have power over my life. Secondly, I forgive myself for believing that the way to protect myself was to stay mad at them. You know, that comfort in your anger. I don't know if I've been there, done that. That comfort in your anger. But then when you release that, you're forgiving yourself. I forgive myself for believing that the way to protect myself was to stay mad at those people that offended me. The other side of forgiving somebody is realizing that the only person I really need to forgive is myself. And I challenge you, whether you're taking this training or not, I challenge you, invite you to take the training, because it's this whole mindset stuff. I challenge you to take a moment, pause this video, go back and read, and actually it's just two statements, that you write down. Many people have done also writing the list of the experience on paper, the names of the people down, burning it, and then saying these two statements while that paper burns down. Through meditation and by the grace of God, as the Lord has forgiven you, forgive, bless others. And through this pandemic, those that just get on your last nerve, always remember, your life is too short. Your calling is too great to be offended by something so small. You don't always have to be right. Yes, sometimes you're right in conversations. But because we're called to forgive and to love, we're not called to be right. We're called to be loving. All these bullets are just hitting me left, right, center. I'm glad I'm sharing with you. I'm glad that my team members, those that are excited about joining my team are excited about, taking these steps, these baby steps. First of all, forgive ourselves to move on. And then secondly, to give ourselves permission. Give ourselves permission to believe in ourselves and take the necessary action that help us build a solid foundation so that we can build wealth and make a difference at the same time. Thank you. Kamsahamnida. If you understand what I said, just write that Kamsahamnida. Write in the comment below what it means. I'm just looking for that one person that understands what I said. If you're, no exceptions. If you understand what I said, write it down in the comments. I'll see you in the next video. This is Mindset360 training. Jane, Joshua the Core International Network for wealthy social change makers. I'll see you in the next video. Shalom.